So, I have been making inquiries into what Fada told us about these Vlandian pirates in Purig's employ and their plan to steal the Sturgian silver. Several large warships have been sighted patrolling near Omor. I suspect that these are the Vlandians. Omor is linked to the Bialik Sea by a wide estuary. It would be easy for the pirates to sit there like spiders in a web and wait until the Sturgians despair of losing all their commerce and try to run the blockade. Then the Vlandians will snap up the ships and their treasure. I'm sure Puri could wreak a great deal of wickedness with his silver in his hands, and I would very much like to foil this plan of his.
Welcome to Omor, friend. Is that grizzled fellow with you, coming up now? Is that my old comrade, Gunnar of Lagshofen? A bit grayer than I remember from the days when we stood together in the shield wall, facing Volbjorn's host. But, well, aren't we all? We received his letter a while back, about your run-in with Purig. Ha! That worm must have cursed like an old woman when he learned that his captive stole his ship. You two are making quite a name for yourselves.
Bjolgur of Gokstal. Well met. Are the Skoldebruda working for the merchants of Omor now?
Not yet. As you know, our brotherhood does not fight before it's paid. See, the Omor merchants promised us a hoard of silver to protect their ships from the sea hounds, but it never arrived. I was sent down to learn what was going on, and I find the silver just sitting here, loaded onto a ship in the harbor, and the Sturgians are burning through it, paying their men double wages not to run off. Some Vlandian pirates were sighted in the estuary, and the Sturgians refused to venture out. Much as I would like to simply sail forth and bathe my sword in sea hound blood, my brotherhood has commanded me to do my best to ensure that the silver gets through safely. Listen, I've been watching these Vlandian blockaders and mulling over a plan. Their flagship has a lofty deck, and it would be hard to board, but it doesn't seem very maneuverable. I think we can hit them with a trick that can be deadly in estuary. We will be upstream of them. I'll have the merchants here donate some leaky old vessel that they are about to scrap. We load it up with oil and pitch. Then we steer it towards the pirates, throw a torch in the hull, and jump.
Good. Very good. With luck, the current shall carry it right into them, and they shall all merrily blaze up like a bonfire at a midwinter feast. The silver ship will make for the open sea, while the rest of us can have it out with any surviving sea hounds.
Listen though, we need someone to steer the fire ship. I'd do it myself, but my order wants me to stay close to the silver. I'd found a few volunteers who've offered to do it, but they keep sobering up.
Once we get within range, their ballista will pelt us with fiery missiles. Avoid them. Even if they just hit the water, the flames will keep burning and can spread to our hull. When we get close, I will set fire to our ship and then we swim to shore. Our ship is ablaze. Get ready to jump. Jump now! You want your brakes to catch fire? Once we get within range, their ballista will pelt us with fiery missiles. Avoid them. Even if they just hit the water, the flames will keep burning and can spread to our hull. When we get close, I will set fire to our ship and then we swim to shore. Our ship is ablaze. Get ready to jump. Once we get within range, their ballista will pelt us with fiery missiles. Avoid them. Even if they just hit the water, the flames will keep burning and can spread to our hull. When we get close, I will set fire to our ship and then we swim to shore. Ship is ablaze. Get ready to jump. Jump now! You want your brakes to catch fire? Head for shore. There are a pair of horses waiting for us. We must ride quickly back to the Sturgians before the Sea Hounds can reorganize the blockade. There may be some hound patrols about. Yeah! Time to get back aboard! Get on the ship!
So, you did well with that fire ship. The silver is on its way to my order, and that bastard Purig will no doubt be much discomfited. You helped me out there, so let me see if I can now help you. Just before I set sail for Omor, my brothers and I had a visitor, a merchant named Salutas Cruzas, who said he was acting as ambassador for Purig. He wanted us to break our contract with Omor and ally with the Sea Hounds instead. He offered a great deal of money, too, and more. We could share in Purig's grand plan of conquest. Well, first we would join the Sea Hounds in ravaging the coasts of Sturgia and Vlandia, so that no ship would dare set sail on the Bialik Sea without paying us our due. Then Purig would raise an army out of the king's old enemies and take the Nordvig, and crown himself in Thronderlag, and shower upon us lands and titles and anything else we might want. Well, some of my brothers listened to him, men who had fought against Vobjorn, to whom a fine meal of wealth seasoned with revenge sounded rather tasty. But the rest of us, we'd heard such promises before, and we had no wish to serve any king. Better to fight for gold. And if you want the gold to flow, you honor your contracts. Even if some fancy Caradian merchant comes along offering you the riches of the Seven Seas.
This must be the slave colony that Father mentioned. Pirates value safe havens to build new ships. With an anchorage like that, Uri can have the Sea Hounds eating out of his hands. This must be the slave colony.
Come now. I couldn't have you dash off to hunt Cruzas before the silver got past the Sea Hounds. My brothers named me their emissary, you see, and we diplomats need to be crafty. So, I need to get this silver safely to harbor, but after that, I shall request permission for my order to fit out a ship and sail to Ostrakan to join your hunt. I'm not saying I owe you anything, mind, but those bastards did try to take our money, and all Cruzas' talk about gold and riches made me think that I wouldn't mind taking one of his ships and having a rummage through his holds. I shall see you shortly in Ostrakan then.
Good news. Olgur's order has given him permission to sail with us.
Greetings. I've got my longship, Corpse Maker, and more of my brothers may yet join us on the journey. We also brought a capture vessel. Agile and light, which mounts a ballista. We call it the Golden Wasp. We've brought up most of the ale in Ostrakan for our voyage, as I think we'll be heading for the sweltering seas of the south.
I've been making some inquiries. Cruzas is well known and respected in the Empire and in Vlandia. He mines sulfur from islands in the Gulf of Charas. No doubt he uses some of Purig's slaves, but I guess the Grand Lords and Ladies don't know that, or choose not to know.
No, not hard to find at all. On the way there, I hailed some fishermen who chase tuna in the Gulf of Charas, and they say he is known to frequent a string of islands known as Scaldes. They are said to be barren and foul-smelling. I can't think why a merchant would want to anchor there. Were they not the site of these sulfur mines where the captives are sent? So, I say we set out for these islands and hunt for Cruzas. soldiers!
Did you see that big fiery ball? Not very. I've heard Cruces does this. He doesn't try to maneuver or run, but lashes his ships together, building himself a floating fortress. He mounts mangonels on them, and peppers any attackers with flaming pitch. Not a bad tactic, if you've got the time to prepare, and you just want to be left alone. Most attackers will keep their distance and look for easier prey. If all our ships row in together, we'd be presenting enough targets that we're bound to get hit. So let's not do that. Here's another idea. Our captured ship, the Golden Wasp, is fast and maneuverable and has that ballista. If we make it as light as possible by removing all cargo and move in our strongest rowers to man the oars, we can dart within range while avoiding that flaming pitch. Then we can use the ballista to take out the mangonels one by one. And when they're all down, the rest of us will storm in and clear the decks.
I saw you handle that fire ship at Omor, and I think you're the one to take the helm. I'll come with you, though, to keep my men rowing briskly.
Have a good look at Krustas' floating fortress before we attack. It's formidable, but it's not going anywhere. He has no less than 8 ships lashed together. They mount 4 heavy mangonels, big ones. Most ships would tip over from the recoil if they weren't chained to each other. One is on the round ship, which is the fortress's keep, as it were. Another 3 are on cogs. One is to the northwest. The others are to the northeast and southeast. You must steer the Wasp to take out those mangonels. You need direct hits, but don't get too close, as their decks are packed with archers. Also, keep moving. 1 or 2 hits could shatter our timbers or set us alight and make an end of us. We're right behind you, brother. Let's take this vile toad of a merchant down. Let's keep our distance. Their decks are packed with bowmen. That hit us! We're still afloat, but the next time we might not be so lucky. 1 mangonel down! You smashed that mangonel! Look at it, like a broken toy. Let's keep our distance. Their decks are packed with bowmen. Let's keep our distance. Their decks are packed with bowmen. Those sparks, lads! Let's not get hit again! Let's keep our distance. Their decks are packed with bowmen. Don't sit still in the water for too long. The next shot might be the... That hit us! We're still afloat, but the next time we might not be so lucky. Let's keep our distance. Their decks are packed with bowmen. Keep rowing! Make us hard to hit! Let's keep our distance. Their decks are packed with bowmen. You silenced those mangonels. Now let's all move in and board them!
We're right behind you! Row, lads, row!
That was a good fight. You did a fine job taking out those mangonels. Now then, I wish to present you with my old acquaintance, Salautus Crusas, who gave himself up when the last of his men fell to our swords. He seems very sure of himself for a man of his circumstances, and will no doubt try to bluster his way out of trouble. Crusas, step forward.
I am Salautus Crusas. I sail under the protection of the Sea Hounds. If you kill me, it will not go well for you. Yes, I buy slaves. They work my sulfur mines. Sulfur is valuable, and if I did not mine it, another would. Anyway, these islands are part of no kingdom, and I am violating no law. Since when does a pirate like yourself care about such things? So then, I believe I have heard of you. Purig spoke of you. From what I know, I think I can be of use to you. Do we have a bargain? I tell you what I know, and you give me my freedom. So then, when I last spoke to Purig, I saw your sister among his captives and tried to buy her. Not that one, he said. That's my insurance against a pair of avenging furies. I think he grudgingly admired how persistently you pursued him. He told me the whole story. Apparently, you had taken passage with him on some voyage to the north, hoping to find and free your... He told me the whole story. Apparently, you had taken passage with him on some voyage to the north, hoping to find and free your sister from pirates. Then, you stole his ship, or so he said. Realizing that you were a dangerous enemy, he made inquiries among his Sea Hound allies to find her. Now, he keeps her as a hostage on a ship in his fleet. So, I can tell you how to find Purig, which means you found your sister as well. But if you harm me, it's likely you'll never have such a chance again. So I repeat, do we have a bargain? Indeed. So then, Purig has run a bit short of money, and has arranged to sell off some of his captives in the Granfjord, his hideaway in the north. He will be anchored there for the next several weeks, doing business with his favoured buyers. You may be able to get close to him without him suspecting that anything is amiss. He will not sell your sister, though, as I explained.
Were you to be one of these buyers?
Among others, yes.
Good. Then we will take your ship. It has fine lines and expensive fittings, and I have no doubt that Purig, who has an eye for costly things, would recognize it instantly. If Purig is holding your sister as a hostage, then capturing his round ship will be a very delicate affair. If he sees Crusas' ship and believes that we are Crusas, he may be able to allay his suspicions while we sneak aboard and turn things to our advantage. We shall need to think on this. It might even be good to keep Crusas with us to converse with Purig or his crew. Ah, good news, Crusas. You are indeed worth more to us alive than dead. For now.
For now, you say. What, might I ask, is to be my fate?
Well, that's decided then. We should return to Ostrakan to refit and gather our allies. Then prepare to sail for Angren.
Well, here we are, ready to set sail for Angranfjord and settle accounts with our enemies once and for all. Lahar will sail with us, and Bjolgur and more of his brothers may join us at our destination. We have Crusas' ship, and Crusas too, of course, much as he might not like it, and hopefully the element of surprise. We just need to consider how to turn this best to our advantage. your sister as their hostage. A straight-out attack is out of the question. Throughout this voyage, I have been thinking on what we might do to ensure her safety. And I recommend that we try an old Corsair's trick. Do you see that big cluster of ships back there? That's got to be where they're holding the prisoners. That smaller vessel out front, though, that's got to be a picket, and it will stop us before we get too close. Let's approach it, pretending to be a buyer, while Bjolgur and Lahar stay out of sight. Cruces can banter with them a bit as a distraction. You and I, meanwhile, shall dive off the side of our ship, swim around to the stern of the prisoner ship and climb up the side. Then together we can try to find your sister on board. Once we succeed, well, we'll just have to figure it out from there. Cluster of ships back there? That's got to be where they're holding the prisoners. Into the water. Let's go while Purig's men are distracted. Swim fast. Keep your distance from any lookouts.
Ahoy! Who approaches?
I am Salautas Cruzas. I seek Purigavagoti.
Very good. Now get to the hold.
Who's there? What's going on? Heavens, mercy, what are you doing here? I'll be silent. What's going on? Can you get me out of here? I understand. Protect your brother.
Well done. But your sister is still within, and we need to get her to safety. Cut the lines tying us to the other ship, and let's be away. God's blood, we can't get past them. They're going to board. Shoot those bastards. Cut them down if they come over the side. Whatever it takes. They're on deck! They've grappled us! They're on deck! They've grappled us! We went through their net like a slippery old eel. Mjolgud and Lahad are right over there. Let's turn the tables on those bastards.
Ahoy to you, Gunnar! An exemplary escape. Is the captive safe?
You two snatched their ship right out from under their noses. A fine story to tell my brothers. If we survive this.
Ahoy to you, Mjolgud! And ahoy to you, Lahad! She is indeed safe with us. But now it looks like the whole pack of hounds are coming baying out to meet us. You two brave fellows get on our flanks, and we'll meet them prow to prow.
like an eagle and tear out your livers. I will shatter your ships to splinters. I will spill your blood upon the waters. I will send your corpses to the slimy depths. Your skull will be a hole for scuttling things, and Moran shall make a toothpick of your shitbone. Do you hear me? Gunnar have been slaughtering my allies up and down this coast, and now it comes to this. I was going to forge the Sea Hounds into a weapon of vengeance against the House of Olbjorn. I would have drowned them in their own blood. But the free warriors of the north, to the men who stood against the tyrant, I would have showered them with gold. I would have given them the fame they deserved. We would have ruled the northern seas. That is all for nothing. Instead, the kings of Norvik, the men that Gunnar and I fought, will have the last laugh. So do you like what you've wrought? Not much honor in having your men just cut me down, is there? Fight me 1-to-1. Had enough, have you?
Heaven's mercy. I had given up hope. I thought I'd die in that dark place, in the power of those cruel men. That awful night, I woke to cries and screaming and smoke. Mother and father, they separated us. They took the younger, stronger ones to be marched to the coast. They mocked us, telling us we would be worked until our deaths on some hot island mine or on some frozen shoreline. I told them that you would come after me with an army of warriors and see them all hanged. I did not believe it, though. I just could not bear to have no answer to their taunts. We arrived in Ostracan. We were smuggled in by night, as the slave trade was banned by the Vlandian king, although many there clearly profited from it. Eventually, they threw me in that cell where you found me, and we sailed from port to port. Sometimes I could press my ear to the door. Heaven bless you, brother. I am ready to do my part for...
I hate to interrupt, but we need to move fast. We've got men badly hurt, and our...
Well, your sister is free, thank the gods. Purig is dead. The Sea Hounds, I hear they mostly scattered. It's time for me to return to my home in Vineland. I've settled what I wish to settle, and all this rowing and ramming and climbing and jostling. My men, though, well, some of them have been quite impressed by your leadership. They want to follow you if you'll have them. And as I mentioned, they prefer to sail on our ship, the Wavesteed. You should come see me in my village, Lagshoven, in Vineland. It's not much, not for a warrior like you, who's no doubt seen all the wonders of the Empire and the lands beyond.
It's good to be free and back on land. Things have changed so much, though. Men, one moment I'm a slave, and the next I seem to be some sort of noble lady. I need some time to rest. I will seek out our brother once again. And pray nightly to heaven for your safety.